everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take, and I think tonight we're just going to go over the big news things over at Gab, see what's trending, see what's everybody's talking about. Not a lot of specifics to get into other than, Bumbling Joe, bumbling around the White House, doing what he does. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. As you know, YouTube is driving pretty much every content creator off its platform for some reason. So please subscribe and subscribe to me on BitChute and Rumble, because Joan needs treats. Anyhow, the big news story, of course, is the National Guard, which for some reason we're told to sleep in a parking garage. We feel incredibly betrayed. Thousands of guardsmen forced to vacate the Capitol. Is this payback for turning their backs on the Biden motorcade? Possibly. I think it's just as likely he just doesn't care. The people running the show don't care. They, just like they tossed aside Antifa and BLM, they tossed aside the soldiers. Oh, inauguration's over. Bye, guys. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. We got a world to conquer, and we don't have time for your nonsense. So, I don't know. Go live in the parking garage for a day. Yeah, no tents, nothing. I mean, that's ridiculous. They had one bathroom for hundreds of soldiers and one outlet? What the hell, man? You don't send guys to a parking garage. I'm sorry. Just wrong. It's just wrong. Trump, by the way, offered up his hotel, or at least part of it, or something. I don't know if they took him up on that offer, but knowing how Washington hates Trump, they probably barred any soldier from taking him up on the offer. GOP congressman says 1,400 stimulus checks should only be given to citizens who take the beer virus vaccine. That's Rep. Anthony Stivers of Ohio, according to National File. Well, aren't you a little pumped up tin pot dictator? Well, you can keep your damn stimulus for all I care. Elon Musk offers a $100 million prize for the best carbon capture tech, which I think that's pretty cool. As Biden became president, Medical Journal quietly retracted study that claimed hydrochloroquine is ineffective, according to the National File. Wouldn't surprise me. According to NBC News, Biden is leading by example when he cries in public, "Emotional honesty makes men stronger." Yeah. The word honesty and Biden really should go in the same sentence at this point. It's just the way things are going. Everything, the media is, it's no wonder the media trust is at an all-time low. Stuff like this. I mean, they are contorting themselves to help Biden. And it's so obvious. Meanwhile, Trump is getting kicked out of banks. Florida bank closed down Donald Trump's account without explanation. More banks promise to follow. It's from the National File as well. Yeah, unfortunately. I would say if you bank at any of those banks, you should withdraw your money too and tell them you think it's because of Trump. Oh, that reminds me. I put it in my Twitter, but I'll have to put a link in this video. I found a link, had a list of the biggest CNN sponsors in 2018. This is the first list I could find. So if you're looking for products and companies to not use, perhaps you might consider not using the ones that support CNN. And perhaps you might consider dropping them an email telling them that you're not using them anymore. Because nothing makes sponsors more nervous than hearing from their customers that they are boycotting them. Even one person does it. They see it. They see it. They don't like that. They don't want that to become a trend. And they get very worried. You want to turn this boat around, that's the kind of stuff you do. Also, I also found out how to become a state rep and state senator in my state of New Jersey. It only requires 100 or 200 signatures of registered voters in my area. So it's not that hard. Doesn't require a lot of fees. The deadline's in March, so maybe if I can get enough sigs, I'll take a run at it. I don't know if I could win, but at least I'd feel like I did something. At least try to get yourself out there. I mean, who knows? This could be the time to run against the Democratic machine in New Jersey. But for those of you out there in New Jersey, it only requires 100 or 200 signatures of registered voters in your district. Now, you probably need more than that because they'll challenge it. So you want to get like at least 2 or 3 times that amount. But once you got like 300 or 400 signatures, I think you're pretty golden at that point, I'm not sure how it works. I know that I did some canvassing for Ralph Nader, and even just to run for president in New Jersey, you didn't need that many signatures. I think it was like 1,000 or 10,000. So it was a pretty low number. And they throw out tons of the signatures, but, you just get it so many that they just look at it and go, okay, he's got enough. All right, continuing. Oh yeah, here it is. President Trump gives permission for U.S. troops to stay at Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C. Good for him. See, this is the kind of very simple optics that the Biden administration either doesn't understand or just is ignoring because they think they're unassailable in their current position. To some extent they are, but I don't know if they're completely unassailable. I was saying to some people on the phone, like, even Trump was vulnerable to political pressure, and I think Biden has nowhere to go but down at this point. So keep the pressure on him. Biden plans to overhaul government's approach to violent domestic extremism, according to NBC News. Yeah, what he plans to do is expand the definition to violent domestic extremism to anybody who supported Trump or Republicans. I think that's the plan, but we'll see. Another report from the Gateway Pundit report. Mitch McConnell privately says he wants Trump gone. D.C. elites pressure Republicans to impeach private citizen Trump. Yeah, I don't know how real this is. I mean, I don't see the point in impeaching Trump at this point. I really don't. I mean, you might as well close the doors on the GOP if you do that. They don't stand a chance if they impeach Trump. But we'll see. I mean, I think they might do it anyway because they are that tone deaf and stupid. And then Trump will form his own party, which, I mean, with 75 million voters, I mean, even if Trump just got 25 million, he'd put a dent in the GOP like you wouldn't believe. This is the GOP now. It's Trump. The GOP is Trump. So, trying to outlaw the other political party? What are you in Venezuela? Yeah, and they're blacklisting some real estate agent charged in the Capitol Hill riot. They're going after people. It's true. But we'll see how long it happens. Michael Moore, Dems must take head off snake Trump if GOP wants unity. Convict him. Oh, okay. So it's okay when Democrats break rules and don't follow the law and do all sorts of horrible things, but, the only way you'll get unity, the only way we won't, arrest you is if you betray your own president. Trump didn't break the law. He didn't incite people to riot. There wasn't an insurrection. And you're never going to convict him. You'll never convict him. Bring on the trial. I think Trump should call their bluff. Bring on the effing trial. The DOJ already backed off of calling it an insurrection. These guys would be screwed. They would have to be a kangaroo court to convict him. And either way, the GOP could just kiss all its voters goodbye. They may still destroy the Patriot Party, but the GOP will go down in flames with it. So you just keep pushing. I'll tell you right now, what you want to do, GOP, is you want to re-embrace the Trump supporters. You want an investigation on the vote. I know you won't do it, but that's the way you could win them back. You'll probably do it when it's too late. You'll probably do it once, you have a failed impeachment that you couldn't stop with the Democrats, and then Trump will, make the Patriot Party, and you guys will just be done. You'll just be finished. Now, will the Patriot Party beat the Democrats? Probably not. Probably not. But the great thing about a Patriot Party is that it wouldn't have the baggage of the GOP. You could jettison it all. And then when the Dems came at you and say, "Oh, you're a bunch of homophobes," you could say, "No, we're not. We're a brand new party. We don't tolerate that nonsense." I think there are a lot of advantages starting a new party. There are a lot of disadvantages too, don't get me wrong. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. And I think, the Patriots should focus on local elections mostly, but we'll see. We'll see how many people join up on this thing. I think the voters are ready. The question is anybody in the Republican Party ready? I think you could probably get 50 to 100 of Congress to flip over, and that would probably be enough to sustain it, in the coming years. Nulty, Trump's exit approval higher than Biden's entrance approval rating. Yeah, Trump was at 51% going out. Biden starts at 48 and it's got nowhere to go but down. He can't keep any of these promises, and he just broke a whole bunch of them. On top of the fact he just unloaded with all these executive orders like some kind of tyrant. Biden is just so done. But I think they're ready for that. I think they're going to let Biden run amok. Well, not let him run amok. They're going to do all the hard stuff under Biden, and then they're going to kick him to the curb and install Kamala and say, well, that was Biden. This is Kamala. You can't say that. I know, Joan. I'm doing a thing. Trump's new press, or not Trump, Biden's new press secretary. What? What do you want? Come here. In the middle of the news. There you go. His new press secretary, Biden's press secretary, says we want to bring transparency back. Hilarious. Biden fires back at AP reporter over question about vaccine rollout. Come on, give me a break, man. We're going to hear a lot of that. The big thing too was Biden's, getting ratioed on YouTube with all his videos because everybody hates him. According to the media, he's the most popular president of all time, right? He won the most secure election in U.S. history by the most votes of any sitting president, 80 million plus. And yet, for some reason, he keeps getting ratioed on YouTube. How does that happen? Native Americans criticized Jennifer Lopez for singing "This Land Is Your Land" at Biden inauguration. Yeah, the left eats its own. Oh, it'll be so great. And then the modern book burning continues. 500 plus industry professionals demand publishing companies blacklist books by Trump administration officials. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, maybe you should actually burn them. Maybe you should print them first and then burn them. When people talk about World War II and the bad guys from World War II, and how they wouldn't have joined up with them. And Jordan Peterson always tells them, no, most people joined up because most people, they're sheep. This is how you get the sheep, right? I mean, 500 industry professionals in book publishing. Oh, I hate Trump. I hate Trump even more. I'm going to ban his books. Oh, I won't even print books by any of his administration. I'm so wonderful. That's what it was about. People thinking that they're being good and saving the world when they're really just being a-holes. These people are a-holes. They're censorious a-holes in a profession like book publishing, and they actually have the temerity to come out and brag how they want to blacklist people. Blacklist, of course, a new triggering term on the left. They don't like blacklisting. They like blacklisting. They just don't like the term blacklisting. Meanwhile, Governor DeSantis, who may run for president in 2024, if they forbid Trump to do it, I think DeSantis would definitely be a contender. He brought back the Florida National Guard. They're not Nancy Pelosi's servants. Good for you. Yeah, he's opened the state. Oh, and this was a big story, too. Biden family ignores mask mandate for photo op at Lincoln Memorial. Photo op? They just ignored it completely. They didn't wear their mask. Biden ignored it, too. He passed it, and an hour later, they're walking around the Lincoln Memorial. Rules for thee, but not for me. I think that's about it, other than... paranoia from InfoWars. The Purge is on. Former CIA chief signals deep state coming for conservatives. That's probably kind of true. And Joe Biden removes bust of Winston Churchill from the Oval Office. Replaces it with Cesar Chavez. A guy who... Shut up, Joe. A guy who embraced a lot of socialist stuff. Who cares? Number one, but it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It's a weird message to send to our British allies. I don't know why everybody has to do this. Read into the decor of the White House. Can you just not mess with the decor of the White House? Can't you just leave it like it is? I guess not. So, and there was one more thing. There was this weird announcement from Biden that there's really nothing he could do to stop the virus right now, when he had been bragging all through the campaign that he had a plan to stop the virus. Now that he's in, of course, it's like, well, it's a pandemic. Well, what do you want me to do? I'm just a feeble old man. Yeah, okay. I thought you had a plan, Joe. You've had months to come up with a plan. Oh, right. Your plan is to hope that Donald Trump's plan works. Or your plan is, it's a virus. We don't need a plan. Just going to let all this stuff die down now that we're back in office, right? Yeah. This has all been for show. It's all been about one thing. Money. Money. Money and money. That's it. These guys want money. Biden's already sent troops back to Syria. Probably going to gin up a war there. That's my call. I say he goes into Syria first. They're just going to continue where they left off, like Trump never happened. And they're going to go right back to fighting in Syria. Because they're going to take the oil, or pretend like they're taking the oil. Meanwhile, gas prices here will go through the roof. Our taxes will go through the roof. Biden will offer you a few crumbs, but along the way, he'll just keep squeezing you while all his friends get rich. And he gets rich. Because he is that corrupt. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, Joe Biden's not going to be honest, so let's us be honest. He is incredibly corrupt. I mean, if you haven't seen the Hunter Biden stuff, I don't know what to tell you, but it's all right there. It's so blatant. It's real. It's been confirmed. Joe Biden should not be president. He is incredibly corrupt. He's there to line his own pocket. Period. End of sentence. That's it. He has no ideology. People on the left that think they can push him either way, you can push him with money. You got any money? Oh, right. You people on the extreme left don't have any money. So you have no pull. He is your king now. And he's going to stomp all over you. Because there's more money in stomping people, in fueling the police state, than there is in helping you idiots burn it down. In fact, you've done enough damage now. Now they can go back in, start buying up real estate, start building it back up, making money, and then once it's all built up, they sell it off again and start the whole process over. So thank you, useful idiots. You have been very useful for Joe Biden's bottom line and his friends.